3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to get to the final part of our Scratch GIF project where we open it up and let you kind of put the final pieces together and choose what your difficulty is going to be. Through parts 1 through 5, we added these GIFs, we added some interactions, they're bouncing, we explored how to do sound effects, we explored how to add an endgame screen and add a life condition for your objects as they're jumping around. So I wanted to just show you kind of, I was messing around and this was the final one I put together. I added a little background. I died instantly. So we need to consider what we want to do for difficulty. What you could do, and I think what is pretty normal for students to start, is now that we've done this, what you can do if you want to hide, since this game gets pretty complicated with 3, what you might want to do is you can get your code here that has that show and just bring in the hide. So you could turn off 2 of these are orbs if you want to. So you can do that. And when you do it, they're both going to be gone. What you're going to have to do then is go to your third GIF, and you want to make sure which one that is. So my life variable is 3, and then you want to go back to your game over condition. So when it hits the lava, and you just want to pull it out. So if you make if life 3 equals less than 1, it'll broadcast that end game if just that GIF hits the lava and gets destroyed. So that's what I did. You'll also notice I've replaced my silly game over screen with something a little more appropriate. If I am able to properly defend, you'll hear. So I added a little woofing sound effect. Now that's a little soft, so I might want to go to where I added that sound effect, which is in the ball. So I did dog barking. So if I want to go to the sounds and I wanted to make that a little loud, I want to show you how to do some of that audio real quick. So if you have a dog, if I have that effect, what you want to do is left click on the right side of it, the back of the sound effect, and then left click to drag over. Okay. Then if you want to do an effect, you can click on effect and do louder. So it's going to make that dog bark louder, that on hit effect I have. Now, you've also noticed that I've added background music. So if we've got a background music, that's going to be pretty easy to do. We just need to get a little bit of code, and you can kind of put it on the backdrop if you want, or on your background. So we've got 2 different things here. When I click this flag, what's going to happen? I'm going to play my background music when the app runs, and when I receive endgame, I'm going to bring that in, stop all sounds. And these need to be in the same script for it to specifically stop the background music, or they need to be on the same sprite. If you want to get a soundtrack for your game, one thing that I would suggest, you could go to Free Sounds and download sound effects, or search for some of the longer creepy atmosphere sort of tracks like this one, right? And something that might be even easier for you is if you type in YouTube audio library. YouTube actually has a lot of sound effects, a couple hundred different sound effects, and some of them are lame, some of them are pretty good. And you can search for them right here. You can also click category. So you could do categories, sports sounds or tool sounds or horror sounds. You can also search it in here, and how you save one of those sounds. Let's see, I'll do an animal growl. It's kind of like a tiger-y sort of thing. So I could click download, and that'll just download it straight as an MP3. So as far as speed, the YouTube audio library is going to be pretty great. You can also up the speed, and how you would do that, right, is that you go to the GIF that you want to move faster, and you can click move, and you can change that from 3 to 15 to 20, something like that. Also, if you have extra GIFs and they're bouncing off each other, if you have extra orbs, so say if I have 2 orbs, that actually adds a little bit of randomness. So while it seems like it's easier, it might actually add a little more difficulty because it keeps bouncing off, which changes the angle. So you just want to think about all the ways that the objects in your game are interacting, and this is just kind of a first start. So for our next project, we're going to do a little bit of digital drawing with code, and then we are going to start in our first basic video game after Pong. Okay, I'm excited to see what you make. Have a great one. Bye.